May I please welcome on stage the incomparable, indomitable, unconquerable Kareena Kapoor. Come on, show us some love, guys. So I want to request Kareena to please honor Sudha Murthy with our Changemaker Award. Oh. And I want to ask you, because you're a big movie buff, anything you want to say to Kareena?
Well, I've seen almost all her movies, but I like Jab We Met. It's very nice. Chandani Par also is very good. Anyhow, almost all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Big round of applause for Sudha Murthy. Thank you. All right, everyone, take your seats. We have a very, very special guest on stage. I don't know how many characters I can quote to describe her. Pooh, Geet, Chameli, Buckingham murders. I mean, there is nothing that Kareena can't do.
Well, Barkha's always the inspiration for all of us, right? I think that's
you.
it. There's nothing that Barkha can't do, and that's why she also inspires, and we're here together.
Thank you.
I just said, they just asked me at backstage that what I have to say about you. Of course, it's I would, say it on your face. I think that what you have also done for the media and
Thank you.
for, I think, journalism in general, I think that is just too powerful. To be in your company, I think, is a great honor.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And since she's been so lovely about me, can we show her some love and give her a proper welcome now? Honestly, the one word that comes to me when I think about you, you're just yourself. And that's something that's so difficult to say about most people, because most people struggle to be themselves. But you seem so comfortable in who you are. Is that how you look at yourself, and is that how you've always been?
I think I've always been like that, right from the time I've joined, I think, the industry. I think I've been as true as an actor can be.
Yeah.
Let's put it, like that. Because obviously there's always an image, then there's the personality, then there's what people think, then there's what the media thinks, then there's so much of all of that. That, I mean, I just decided that I just have to be the way, I have to be. And I've also learned being in the industry because when I started at 18, I was also quite brash and immature.
18 you started?
18, yeah.
You ran away from school, no? Once?
Yeah, I mean, not run away, but I mean, I wasn't very academic. Let's put it at that, I mean, there was
this
always
is boarding school?
Boarding school, and then I did, I was the only Kapoor to make it to Harvard, but only to summer school. So let's not, that's where it ends at.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, there was always that twinkle of wanting to be on the silver screen.
Yeah.
That was the most important. But I've learned over the years that being true is the only way, to be in an industry like this. And especially in today's time, there's no other way to be, with so much of, the limelight on you, like I said, so much of the digital age.
Everybody and their aunt has an opinion of you, right?
Everyone. So how, I mean, like, if I start getting influenced by that, which I never was, because I didn't I never really cared about what people thought.
Yeah.
But I guess in today's day and age, there's always that in, behind your mind, because today everybody's, like you said, giving their take. But yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable in my own skin. I want to do what I want to do. And that's exactly the way it's going to be.
Take us back to the early years, the schoolgirl Kareena. Honestly, what was the naughtiest thing you did then?
Oh, God.
The wildest thing that can be shared in civil company.
Yes, in the public domain.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I was very naughty. I was I was a naughty child. Because Karishma was the one who was more, the eldest is always the one who's taking the responsibility.
I think we've got some young Kareena pictures up.
God, yeah. So I was very, very naughty. Yeah, what,
So
like
tell us, what is the
in
naughtiest
boarding
thing you
school,
did?
jumping the walls, crossing the
To meet some
boundaries.
boy? That ऐसी?
No, boys, no, just basically wanting to just go and get some good khana, yaar, some good food. It was always about that. Ki I don't want to eat that same,
Yeah.
in boarding
Hostel
schools, you
food,
have
boarding
that, na,
school,
ki
yeah.
Monday ko wohi dal milegi, Tuesday ko wohi
Right.
milega. So you're like, oh God, I
Yeah.
can't do that, So normally it was just that. Yeah, it was never about going to see boys, even though I was in a girls' boarding school. I was at Wellams in
Yes.
Dehradun.
Yes.
But I actually went in crying that I don't want to go, and I hated my parents, and I left crying because I didn't want to leave.
That's right. That's the
So
usual sort of journey
yeah,
in
so
boarding
that came a
school,
full
right?
circle, and I am so glad that I went there because I
Yeah.
think it set me up for actually being so independent to taking on this journey in movies, which is, I mean, it's not always the way it is. You have to be independent, you have to be strong. It's going to be times that's going to be tough, it's going to be depressing, it's going to be low. So I think boarding school kind of prepared me.
Hmm.
So I don't know, it just happened that I ended up there. And yeah, I think those were the best 3 years.
You spoke about the highs and lows. As a mom, as a parent, you've had to watch one of your babies being trolled just for his
Mm.
name. You've had a break
Mm.
in at your house and
Oh,
see, oh my God, the vulnerability, how
of course.
vulnerable that must have made you feel. And without like asking you anything that invades your privacy, I want you to talk about that vulnerability of being a mom. One for, seeing Temur being trolled,
Oh,
Jay being almost attacked.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I know you haven't spoken about this much, and so whatever you're comfortable with, I'm just trying to understand what
Yeah.
that does to a parent and what that does to a mom.
Um, Honestly, Barkha, I mean, even I think I'm still kind of struggling with what it does to,
Yeah.
kind of see um, someone there in your child's room. Because back home, I mean, in Mumbai, you never really hear. I mean, of course, whether it's in America, you hear of breakouts, break-ins,
Yeah.
burglaries. I somehow feel like in Mumbai, we've never really heard that somebody kind of, walks in and kind of attacks your husband, and he gets stabbed. So I think we've still not kind of come to terms 100%,
Mhm.
I would say.
Mhm.
At least I haven't, because of just the fear.
Yeah.
But I do know that it's definitely made me a lot more. I was very anxious,
Yeah.
obviously, for the first couple of
Yeah.
months, and it was very difficult to kind of sleep and very difficult to kind of get back to the person, and that kind of normalcy.
Yeah.
But somehow I kind of realized that it kind of just, the memory fades more and more. It's there in your, kind
It's
of
somewhere
gut.
deep
It's always
inside.
there.
Yeah.
It's like death, when you lose someone,
Yeah.
you never really get over
Yeah.
it. That's what I've always perceived, that you never really get over that. But the memory just kind of fades day by day. And that's when the kind of healing sets in. So from the front part of the brain, it kind of takes its shift to
Hmm.
the, a
It's
little
like
more
loss. It's like
behind.
grief. You live with it
Yeah.
in a corner of your
But
body.
somehow that fear, but I don't want to live in that fear for my children, because that's also wrong
To them.
to, yeah, just put that, stress onto them. So it's been a tough journey to maneuver from fear and anxiety to kind of balancing the fact that I am a mother
Hmm.
and I'm also a wife, because at the same time my
That's right.
husband did get stabbed.
Yeah.
So it was a combination of, like, just so much of understanding that this is what I have to kind of deal with. I'm just really happy and blessed, and thank God that we're safe,
Yeah.
and we're definitely stronger as a unit, because we've seen it. And I hope that my two boys will grow up being a different kind of resilient, because they've kind of seen their
Yeah.
father being attacked. My little one still says that, but my father's Batman and Iron Man, he can take on anyone. That's the
Mm.
way he looks at it. So the good thing is that, yeah, in our eyes, definitely Saif is Iron Man, because he did take that beating. And
Yeah.
so for us, that's it. And I can just thank God that my children are safe. And yeah, they've seen blood, they've seen everything. But that trauma, I somehow feel, will make Temur and Jay a lot more, a different kind of a man, is what I feel.
Yeah.
They've also been so sheltered, and
Yeah.
then they've suddenly seen this. So somehow I feel it's an experience that has brought them out of that shelter and a little more into reality that this can actually happen. Of course, they shouldn't have seen it at 4 and 8.
In your own home at 4 and 8.
But I have to look at something out of it that's going to
Yeah.
come. And I'm just hoping that that's what is going to come out of it.
Has it changed you as a parent and as a person?
I think as a parent, I'm trying to just, like I said, not put my stress and anxiety onto them.
Yeah.
But as a person, of course, it's kind of shaken me to the core. But I mean that it's happened, and I have to kind of move with it. But like Saif said, that we can't, uh, live in that fear. It's happened.
Yeah.
It's gone. Also, I think पंजाबियों में बोलती है कि बला टल गई है.
बिल्कुल.
हाँ, तो हम तो वही सोच रहे हैं कि I hope that has happened, because that's what I pray. And yeah, I mean, we're just trying our best. But of course, it was very, very unfortunate. And I don't think any child or any husband or any father or any unit and family should ever see what they had to. I mean, it's truly been an uphill task. And well, 2025 as a whole, I have to say, is not exactly the most
You
glorious
lost
year.
a family member.
Of course. So, but I think
Yes.
in general, it's just somehow not been the
And
most
they've
glorious
had
year.
a terror attack and a
Yeah.
war and an air crash. And in
Yeah.
general, it's been a
It's just
bit
been
of a depressing.
bit of a. So I'm hoping that there's always a silver lining, but we have to look out for that,
So let's move on to happier.
Yeah, let's
happier
move on to
subjects.
the silver lining, because that's
So-
what we're here for.
But can we just say thank you, because I know it isn't easy to talk about. Can we just applaud her for the absolute really dignity with which you've spoken about it? And just one last question before we move on to the silver lining. I was appalled by some of the media commentary about you, and I actually wrote a whole column on it because it made me so furious. Kareena, did that hurt you, or were you too distracted by what had happened to your kids and your husband to care about how cruel some comments were about you personally? That judgment of, oh, why was she here? Why wasn't she doing there? Why was it like horrible, speculative, absolute garbage? I'm just wondering if it hurt.
I mean, of course, utter and complete garbage. It just makes me really not even angry, because angry is just like a really bad kind of an emotion, and I never want to be angry, because anger is something that is, I don't think it's in me. I just feel really sad that's what humanity has come to.
Yeah.
That's what the human kind has come to, is to kind of, is that the consumption that people really want?
Absolutely.
Is that what we're going to give them? Is that what, I mean, are you going to like just lord other people's grief? I mean, that is what saddens me. That is what I'm like, is this the digital age that we're talking about? Because that's not, I think, where we all belong, because humanity is much more than that, than just consumption.
Well, we want to tell you that in real life, all we feel for you is love and admiration, right? Absolutely. Silver lining.
Yeah, of course. That's
food. What I love about you is the sheer passion with which, and this is I'm a Punjabi, so I get this. It's just that I can't look like you, but oh my God, the passion with which you talk about khana.
Khana.
Haan. And you know why that's so important? Because people look at, actors and stars like yourself, and girls start starving themselves. And I love the fact that you talk about food. Your eyes are lighting up like, oh my God. But I heard you talk recently, I think at Rujita's book launch, about khichdi. I'm like, how can you be so passionate about khichdi? So what is it's just a Punjabi thing, or what is your relationship with khana? I want to understand this.
I think it's just like probably like a genetic thing. I don't know, I mean, I just feel it's not just, of course, Punjabis for sure, but I feel a lot of like Indians, we have this thing that, okay, what are we eating at our next meal?
We need to thinking about the next one while we're eating the first one.
Exactly, ना कि breakfast में सोच रहे कि lunch पे क्या खा रहे हैं, और ऐसे सोचा नहीं तो हम क्यों नहीं सोच रहे उसके बारे में? So what are we doing? I mean, काम भी कर रहे हैं, but उसके बीच में that kind of, it just kind of gives you that energy, that to kind of keep going, and also the idea for Saif and me is also that food is, of course, it's not about
The food
eating
only.
also.
Yeah.
It's about the company. It's
Yes.
about the whole idea of being together, like, with our friends, with our
Yeah.
family. It's more about conversation, the joy. And food is, of course, part of that. But so it's the joy. It kind of brings everyone together at that table where, we talk
But what
about the
would you
world.
say to girls who are starving themselves? There's anorexia, there's bulimia. People are throwing up what they're eating because they want to look like Kareena Kapoor, but Kareena Kapoor is eating slices of pizza. I have seen it myself,
I
right?
know.
And I'm not advising like junk food all the time. I'm
No.
just making a larger point that as somebody whom people love, in particular young girls, what is it that you want them to understand about their bodies, about makeup, about how they look?
It is terrible because this whole thing of young girls not wanting to kind of just I feel women in general
Yeah,
just not wanting to go beyond or look beyond like 18 or 20.
yeah,
And I'm like, I'm just having the best time in like my 40s. I think it's like, I think I've never felt better, looked better,
yeah.
acted better.
Yes,
Huh?
absolutely.
And I think the kind of roles that I'm getting now, I mean, I'm acting with Meghna Gulzar now, which I
Yeah,
feel is like, going to be one of my best films because it's just such a powerful topic which you will love.
yeah. Tell us a
Uh,
bit more. Little bit.
well, it's all I can say. It's a very sensitive subject
Yeah,
because
okay.
it touches upon rape,
And Meghna is a fabulous
and she's
filmmaker.
just fabulous,
Yeah,
such an
yeah,
outstanding
yeah.
director. So I just feel like everyone is just, I don't know why they just don't want to age. So everyone is just like skin treatments, not eating, starvation, doing this some sort. I think it's exhausting
It is.
to just be 18. I don't
Like
know.
stuck at 18 when you're not 18.
Yeah, I think it's like just you won't mentally kind of also feel like you've grown. So I want to tell all those girls that why would you want to do that? Because I think life just gets better as you kind of understand what it actually
Were you
means.
scared of growing older in an industry where there's so much focus on, there is ageism. Let's not deny it. There is ageism.
There is, but I just feel like if like there are actors and most of the biggest stars today are kind of married. I mean, the male actors anyway were married, and
Mm,
now most of the female
true.
actresses are or have also
That's a
followed
big
suit.
change, right?
That is a big change, and they're all in the big films that are being made. So I feel like with more and more acceptance from the producers like that and the audience in general,
Hmm.
I feel that has kind of allowed us to also age and be more confident somehow.
But have you worried about, like, I don't know, wrinkles, bags? Do you worry about saggy skin? What do you think about cosmetic intervention, surgery, Botox?
No, I'm very against Botox. That I've been very,
Thank you for
very
saying this.
honest about.
Can we have a round of applause for that? Because it's really important. Yeah.
No, but I'm very for, but
Choice.
no, I'm for self-preservation
Yeah,
in
yeah,
a sense, in a good sense,
yeah,
which is, like being healthy, being
yeah.
feeling
Sure.
great, natural therapies, self-preservation also preserving myself and my talent because that is my weapon.
Yeah.
So preserving that, taking holidays, spending time with family, friends, engaging in different things apart from just being on set is also a form of self-preservation rather than the needles and going under the knife. So that's for something that I am all for, because people are forgetting that that is so important to preserve your body, your mind, rather than the
What?
injectables.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. But tell me, you look like such a happy camper. What do you do, which is like when you're not being a star?
Yeah.
What's like the normal stuff that you do? Other than eat parantha or khichdi or whatever, what's the normal stuff that you do?
Normal stuff that I do is like, I
Like,
mean,
how do you keep yourself real, grounded, authentic?
grounded real is because I think I surround myself with people who kind of are not, the typical kind of friends who are like, oh, you're looking fab and you're looking amazing, or this.
Yeah.
I mean, like after a point, it's not about that
Yeah.
kind of social gathering. I
Yes.
mean, technically, I mean, even now it's my time with my family and friends here. Back home, we've come for the summer to London,
Thank you
and
for dropping by.
no, but this is also something that is part of my life.
Yeah.
because it's also being authentic and chatting with you. So I
Right.
wanted to do that. So
Thank you.
doing something like this is also engaging enough, where I feel like like this is also part of, me. But yeah, I mean, I'm also not like too much of a person to be out there, like whether it's on social media or whether it's like at parties.
Mm.
I'm more, like I said, I'm more into like being and rather hang out with 4 or 5 of our close friends who are not very film centric as much, because it's nice to kind of engage and know a little bit more.
Karan was here on our program earlier, and he was getting really, like, he said, "What is this stupid nepotism debate that everybody keeps bringing up?" And I completely agree with him. And he said, "You may get one foot in the door, but after that, you're
Yeah,
either good or
absolutely.
not good." But you're like, you're like pedigree, right? You're the Kapoor Khandan ki Kareena Kapoor. When people are, despite your extraordinary talent as an actor,
I know.
when people will still say, "Oh, nepotism," do you just now let it be, is it water off a duck's back, or does it irritate you?
Honestly, I just feel like of course, there is a word like nepotism, but I
Mhm.
just feel that it's wrongly used in this industry. But I do understand why certain people and feel like, oh, so and so got a break, or so and so is getting a film. But I just feel like, you'll get that. You
Mm.
can be so and so's daughter or so and so's son. But after that, what? I mean, like, you need to have that body of work and that talent for people to love you and want to watch you.
That's right.
So it's going to take a lot of, dedication, perseverance to kind of push that. And above all, the truth, the biggest weapon for an actor is talent, because if you don't have that, you're not going to succeed. You're not going to sustain more than a year. तो वो एक पिक्चर तो आप कर लोगे, but
उसके बाद क्या?
उसके बाद क्या? So that is important.
Growing up, your parents had quite an unconventional marriage.
Yes.
And talk a little bit about that, because I want to know how it shaped your idea of family and how you brought that experience into your being a parent today.
Of course, everyone's parents are the best parents in the world.
Yes.
And my parents are the best parents in the
Yes.
world. So whether it's my mother or my father, I mean, I think somehow it, they individually just realize that, this is the way they want to be for a
Which
couple of
is,
years, which was when they were apart.
yes.
And now they've decided that they want to just spend their old age holding hands together, because that's where their journey started. And that's where exactly they are together. And that is something that has come a full circle for Karishma and me, which is absolutely, it's like a divine kind of intervention which has
Yeah.
happened, which has, and individually, I think both of them have been wonderful, because, I mean, my father has always supported, whether whatever I wanted to do in my life. He's always wanted to, I mean, never really said, okay, don't do this, don't do
Hmm.
that. Uh, Karishma also joined films, was one
Yeah.
of the, I mean, the only Kapoor girl who technically started the journey in movies. So they were kind of like really supportive. But of course, when you're like a primary parent and the primary giver as a mother, at that time, she's doing her best of whatever
Sure.
she could.
Sure.
And she jolly well did that.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's come a full circle. And individually, sometimes parents are always doing their best. They're always giving their best.
Yeah.
Not really knowing, now that I'm a parent, ke intentionally or unintentionally, are we like, when we're not obviously intentionally doing it, but I don't know, are we hurting our child? Are we like, nobody really wants to do that.
Yeah.
But they obviously in a way think that they're giving their best shot,
Yeah.
which they obviously did to us. And I think they've done a fabulous job, if I may say, because I think we've carried on the Kapoor legacy. It was only me and Karishma before Ranbir came in. So the two girls actually, like my mother says, they're not tigresses, they are tigers, because they did take the legacy forward. And my father, you know,
Yeah.
he had to agree with my mother, and he said, yes, they actually did.
Yeah.
And actually told her that it's because of you,
That's
because you
lovely.
did such a fabulous job,
Yeah.
and kind of allowed them to grow. So I think I've realized that, in a marriage, a man does realize that a woman is, the mother is the primary caregiver. And if he does support the mother in a positive way, you can raise a couple of beautiful children. It does happen. But the men have to know that, this is what all the mother does, and they have to give them the credit. They have to support them. And I feel I'm very lucky because, Saif kind of understands that, and he's also a working man. We both kind of are actors under one roof.
Is he a hands-on dad?
I think he is, he's different with all his four children, which is
Yeah.
quite amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you have four different children in different age groups. So the advice is different, from like,
Right.
30, 20, kind of 9, and then like, 4. So, yeah, he should actually be the expert giving the advice to everyone on how, father should be.
How's that been for you to have this sort of big sort of in the army you'd call it a paltan of people who are your family. Yeah. How
Uh,
is that?
I, I I kind of think that because I've also come from a family where the Kapoor families love to kind of, we love to gusso in each other. Like,
But
okay,
you all fight?
no, Saif's like, but we just met your family like, 2 weeks ago. Do we have to meet them again now? He's like, every time there's an occasion, chalo family dinner, chalo family party. So I said, no, we are like that. So we're used to kind of, I enjoy the fact that, the family's larger and bigger. And I mean, I generally like having people around.
I think we have the Paltans photo of some sort of, like, I don't know if we can fit everybody of the clan into one single picture.
I know, my God, this was like such a special moment because we were all like really excited. And obviously, everyone wanted to be part of the picture.
Yes.
And they did position everyone really like kind of well. So we all had our kind
Yeah.
of moment with Mr. Modi. So it was really, really, obviously, we were all nervous,
And
but it was lovely.
this was commemorating Raj Kapoor, of course. Right?
Absolutely. So it was such a big moment. And unfortunately, my father, because, he can't travel. So he wasn't there, but actually he's the most special and the eldest matriarch of the family that should have been there.
So, we've been talking all day that though this is We the Women, there are a number of men who are part of this conversation, and how we bring up our girls is as important a conversation as how we bring up our boys. You're mom to two boys, and in another context, you spoke about resilience. But how have you and Seth sort of thought of parenting boys for this age and time? Learning, obviously, no parenting is identical. So how you were parented or brought up, or how Seth was brought up, is not necessarily how you're going to bring up your children. But what do you think of it? What kind of boys, like, I'm sure you've thought of this, what kind of boys do we want to raise?
I know, I think it's a really tough question because obviously the times that Saifu was brought up or I was brought up was a completely different world altogether.
Yeah.
I mean, today it's like every conversation is on WhatsApp or every conversation is on the iMessage. Everything is about, I don't know, these weird, like what F1 football games, or I'm also learning, like suddenly I'm just like, talking about football players, or I mean, like we were like homework here and we went down in our building, we played catch and coke or hide and seek and came back and ate bhindi and roti and went to sleep, I mean, like we were excited to even go out or have like, but now obviously I mean, of course, life has changed, I mean, we're in 2025 and I mean, they're going to grow up, I don't know how, in this whole digital age. So that's.
Do you worry about that? Like, do you worry about access to phones for your children? What's the right age? Should they have smartphones?
Of course, because the answer is completely, but Amma, you're on the phone all the time. But you're on the phone, you're doing this, you're on the iPad, you're reading a script on the iPad, you're doing this. I mean, they're watching you. So I feel, of course, parents also kind of, I can't be hiding my phone or like going to the bathroom or doing that. I mean, it's with us. It's become part of.
It's like an extension, like an appendage.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of your
totally. I like, if I
profession.
don't look at my phone for some time, like there could be a bomb attack. And this has actually happened. Like I have on one moment slept through like a war development. I'm like, I'm never sleeping. Like I now sleep with the phone next to me.
So exactly. So how does this I mean they're seeing, no? They're seeing people, they're seeing us. So it is a very difficult kind of time to I feel bring up children. And it's not as simple anymore. But obviously Saif and me try to keep it as simple as possible till whenever we can. And of course, then I mean it's their journey, and I will have to just, each day is learning with them also, okay, are we supposed to do this? Are we supposed to do that? Like it just balance. Everything is just about kind of, balance. And
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to do, because I'm really strict. So then he has to kind of, be the one who's more like kind of talking to
You're a
them.
strict mom?
In fact, this question Saif asked both the boys yesterday, and both of them were like, nah, no. Because I'm always like trying to fire them, and then I'm like, oh no, why did I fire them? So
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
it's really, really tough, And they're of this very tough age because they're also so lovable that, you
You
don't know.
can't be angry with them. Are they naughty?
Yeah, I mean, I think my younger one, obviously, because he's just
Yeah.
4.5, so he's obviously very naughty. But they're what I like about both of them is because we've been very honest in our parenting approach. So if there is something on their mind, that is one thing that they'll just directly come and tell us, because we've always been so
Yeah.
close with
Yeah.
them. And that is something that at least kind of gives me reassurance that, okay, whatever, just, they're telling me, they're talking to me about it. So I hope I can keep that conversation going. That's what we can hope for.
Absolutely. Now, I just want to end by asking you, is there an unfulfilled dream, something you wanted to do always? If you weren't an actor, what would you have been? A chef?
No,
Can you cook?
no, I'm a really bad cook. I mean, I can barely boil, like, I don't know, an egg. I don't know. I tried to do a couple of cooking classes, but
I see Sudha Murthy ma'am sitting in the audience, and she
Oh,
was
no.
saying, I said, ma'am, is this something you can't do? And she said, I can't cook. So now
Well,
you
let's
have
take it. I
company.
think it's a compliment, because
Yeah.
I think that then bright and intelligent women, maybe we can't cook. I
Poor
don't know.
cooks.
Are we
Yeah.
poor cooks? I don't know. I'm hoping.
Yeah. But really, any regrets, any unfulfilled dreams? What next for Kareena Kapoor? Like 5 years from now, where do you want to be?
Oh God, 5 years from now.
Okay, 5 days from now, where do you want to be?
Well, somewhere in London.
Okay, fabulous. But 1 year from now, 2 years from now.
There are no plans. The plan is to just, kind of be happy, be
Yeah.
healthy, do what you want, spend time with loved ones. That's what I've learned,
Yeah.
over the
Is what matters.
is what matters. And if I wasn't an actor, I don't know what I'd be, because
This is what you were meant to.
acting के सिवा कुछ आता नहीं है, तो क्या करें?
और
So
क्या
that's it.
acting आता है, right? I just want to say a big thank you. We love you. Let's give it up for Kareena
Thank you.
Kapoor. Thank you. So lovely. Always such a pleasure. That's a standing ovation there.
Thank you.
But we're not going to let Kareena go before we honor her as a changemaker of 2025. And to do the honors, may I call on the stage our finale speaker, Dr. Shashi Tharoor. Can we have a big round of applause for Shashi? Is he there? Oh, there he is. Hello. Thank you. Good to see you. Just off the side, I'm just waiting for the trophy. And there it is.
This conversation will be very interesting to watch, both of you.
Oh. But can we have a big round of applause? Before she goes, there's a cricket connection here. I know you're a cricket lover. Saif's father, Nawab of Pataudi. Yes, you want to say something there?
Yeah, no, I met him. I was a great admirer of his. First test match I saw, he was captain. So it goes back a while. But, when you asked her whether there was any unfulfilled ambition, I was hoping you'd ask me that.
What is yours?
When I was a kid, I really wanted to play cricket very badly. And that's exactly what I did when I grew up. I played cricket very badly.
Well, thank you, Kareena. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.